So I wanted to do a little Christmas season tier list for everybody, and then we can talk about the summit after that. We think we'll get in and everything. So we have the tier list maker. Here you can see my screen, right, Chev? Cool. And we're going to talk about all of this out loud too for those who are just like listening instead of looking at stuff. So this is just going to be like the Asheville WCU scene, I think. And I'm only going to talk about like players I have fought recently or who are still like active.
Yeah. I'll scroll up and edit it up there. Get the cogwheels.
Oh, is that how you add rows?
Wouldn't it?
Wow, that's
hold on.
dumb.
Wouldn't it be easier to use the one Josiah made? That one's got all of Asheville. That one's been a lot.
I don't know how updated that one is, but we can see that how that one is.
Grievous just did a stream on it maybe a week or two ago, and Josiah was updating it while he was doing it. So it's been updated fairly recent. Because I think he added lightning, Elfie, and all that.
We're missing so many people.
Let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, if you can find that, that'd be useful. All right, got it.
Send you that link.
Cool.
Beat me to it.
Yo, got the straight up.
Yo.
Oh, I remember this thing. You made this real recently, actually, and it's
It's too bad there's like a lot with like white backgrounds, and not with the other ones. Are we still?
What he was saying is like.
Oh no, he's here. What were we saying, Chef?
From what I was told, like you can add more to it, but you can't delete old ones, which I think is kind of dumb.
Yes,
that really sucks.
Very dumb.
I guess you want to add other people I haven't fought. Oh, this was the yeah, I know what your list is. That was before. Now I remember. Just make this D add below.
No, well, that's not how that works.
What just happened?
You were editing your C tier when you clicked on the cogwheel.
I hate this.
I mean,
I wanted to create a new tier called D.
Let's see. Yeah, cool.
I should just make my own version of this that works better. Weeby's not here, but we can rank Weeby. What should we do? I mean, I haven't fought a lot of these players in a while. I fought Marfram like very recently.
There's Prom Queen down there.
Prom Queen.
Again, we can add Lionheart on the third character.
It like up here.
Yep.
Okay.
There's White Cow. First line.
Taylor.
The Nine
Dragon.
And also Nine Dragon.
Yeah.
Manova. Wait, don't I already have Manova?
There's a Bayonet of Manova. Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. He's already added. Okay, cool. Anyone else?
I don't recognize anybody else. I mean, I do, but like I haven't played him in a long time.
Yeah, same.
So
this might be it for now.
I mean, there's LTY, but he's been pretty inactive.
Yeah, he stopped playing the game like a year ago or something. I fought Crispy actually, UNCA. All right, I think we can get to some of the rankings. We're talking about this out loud, like so people who are listening and know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna reorganize this S tier. For S tier right now, I have in order Choco Croc, Drevis, Cobalt, Chatty, Game Bro. I think that's pretty good for S tier right now.
Locking it at 5 people as well. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
I think so. I think there's a little bit of separation. So A+, I have Chevro, Leo, Random Stuff, and myself, Avahe. And below that, I don't know I don't think this is ordered.
I don't know between Leo and Random Stuff though.
Do you mean
kind of a
skill wise between the two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're pretty close actually.
I've personally never played Random Stuff, so I can't really give my opinion on that one.
Yeah, I've only played him for like a couple of games, so it's hard to say. But I feel like they're like this could go like either way. It's hard to say A+ is ordered, but it's loosely
ordered. It's neck and neck between those two. I don't know which one I would really put in front.
Yeah. All right. So now A tier we have Lightning, Low Ruler.
Well, before we move on, is there anybody from D tier that we want to move up to A+? Because I would probably move Prom Queen up there.
Oh yeah, I'd probably Prom Queen S actually.
Yeah.
Somewhere, I don't know if Prom Queen above Drevis or not.
That's a bit.
Nah, I put Prom Queen in the middle of Chatty and Jason.
Oh, I was gonna say between Cobalt and Chatty, but
I haven't fought Prom Queen, so I can't really say. But
I haven't either.
Real solid Zero Suit. I haven't been able to take a game. Granted, we only played one set, but still.
yeah, I don't know, but we can leave that for now, I guess.
We'll leave that for now. Yeah.
Yeah, it might reorder that later, but definitely I think S tier player. Weeby Boy I think is somewhere in A tier. We can order that later. I don't know how you feel about Borks. Maybe
Borks we'll put in B for now.
B tier. Lionheart, I feel like it's probably A tier as well. I don't know where exactly, but last time I fought him, I felt like he's probably like A tier.
Are we talking like? Are we like when we put these tier lists together? Are we talking like probably at their best, or are we talking about like current level right now?
Probably like current level.
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know because like when Taylor's like consistently playing and practicing, he could be easily A plus, but right now, I'd probably put him in A.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same as well.
Our A tier is getting a little full. I don't know if you want to split for an A minus tier.
I don't know. I feel like if it gets like too saturated, we might, if we can find like a dividing line in skill. Like if all these players were like roughly the same level, it's fine having a lot in the same tier, I think.
Okay.
But once you get like a drop off, I think we should start maybe just put them in like B tier. Sorry, Marfram, I'm putting you in C. Probably Crispy Piplop in B tier.
Really? Okay.
I think so.
Just
he's probably like top of it.
Between Marfram. Yeah. I don't know. The last time I fought Marfram, it was very E level of playstyle.
You think so?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that could make sense. It depends where you want the dividing line to be. And I feel like Nine Dragon is somewhere in A tier. I haven't fought him in like so long though. It feels like he's been kind of absent from the scene.
It's weird when he comes back from like a dip from when he's no longer in the scene. He starts off slow where he'll like make mistakes and whatnot, and then he catches up really fast.
Yeah, I wish he was around more.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Miss all the cloud experience I could get.
Oh yes.
So I don't think there's anyone else that we didn't add that we should put in that I would rate the skill level of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I guess we'll just leave that like this for now. Like Josai is here, but I haven't fought Josai in like a year.
There's Grimoire.
Oh, where?
Next to Cyrus to Yoshi.
Grimoire. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where to put him. He's probably A tier now, right?
Yeah, I put him in A tier. Like the lower end of A tier, he can build himself up really fast if he plays more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better.
All right, let's try ordering A tier now because it's just completely scattered around.
Like I think again, going back to Grimoire though, I think his skill level is somewhere in the middle of A. I just don't know how much exposure. Because the only time I see him is over at the odd, and we're kind of wasted by the time we were playing.
Yeah, that's fair. Everything's out the window when you're drinking.
So we're gonna start from the bottom of A and then move our way up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I think out of these players, maybe Arundo at the bottom of A.
I'll be honest with you. I might move Arundo to B tier. It's nothing against him, but I don't know. From what I've played, you can really tell what his habits are.
It's the very exploitable habit. It's not just a habit. It's
very exploitable. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but I'm sure he doesn't play this game outside of like you know.
Yeah.
So, but for someone that doesn't play the game a lot, he's very good. But if I were to compare him to everybody in A tier, I just feel like everyone in A tier could beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's fair. Yeah, I feel like Arundo and Crispy, I feel like they're like a separate tier
within each other
from the like they're like kind of grouped together, and then these three are like
I see, not
as much. So I don't know if we want to like do something like this and try to create more of a separation.
Yeah, we could.
Not meaning they're worse than I thought they were before, but just to create dividing lines.
Yeah.
Like the actual.
We're tiering them. That is literally.
Yeah. Exactly. So see, other people like going up from the bottom of A tier. It's weird too because a lot of these players I feel are like kind of volatile. Like,
yes. Well, if you want to talk to the opinion of volatile, there's Lazy Lombardi right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's S tier sometimes, he's D tier sometimes. Like you don't know. It's really hard to rank him.
You don't really know which tone you're getting, but you can't like deny that like his like spike in like play has drastically improved.
Oh yeah, he improved so much recently.
I know we were talking about how volatile it is, but there is a lot of improvement in his consistency. It's not like 100% consistent, but there is an improvement in it.
Yeah.
The best way I can put it is like some days he's like what you said before, like some days he's S tier, some days he's D tier.
Mhm.
I feel like he's moved it from like instead of D tier, some days he's S tier, and then some days he might be like high B tier.
Yeah,
So he's not making those like silly mistakes that you think he would in the future.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. Reorganizing A tier a little bit. I think Lightning at the top of A tier probably makes sense.
That or Low Roller. I can't decide between those two right now.
Yeah, I feel like Low Roller has kind of dipped a little bit recently. I think he doesn't like play as much as he used to.
I just find Low Roller to be very consistent.
Yeah,
He is a very consistent player now. I heard like before, like even before we entered the scene, there was a lot of like misinputs that was holding him back, but he really fine-tuned those.
yeah, he's definitely been very consistent.
Yeah,
I feel like recently he's just been doing other things. He hasn't been playing Smash as much, is my guess. But still very solid.
Mm-hmm. And I think Lightning only has held inconsistency because the character is as inconsistent as possible.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to tell right now between Low Roller and Weeby Boy. I feel like they're like kind of neck and neck.
I'd give Weeby Boy the upper hand on that one.
Give him the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just it's not by much though. Like I'm not saying Weeby would trash Low Roller every time they played, but like it's usually pretty close when they play. But from what I've seen, Weeby usually takes it. But there's some times where Nathan will take it out. But
yeah,
I just take it the fact that I just take that Weeby's a little ahead because Weeby did top 8 at Funhouse in Greenville, South Carolina, and that's usually a pretty stacked event just for a local.
That's true.
So him doing that is pretty. I'm not saying Nathan couldn't do it, but it might take him a little bit, or you just have to have a really lucky bracket path.
Yeah, that's fair. I like watching these two fight head to head. It's a lot of fun. I feel like I don't know if to put Lightning between the two or below them or above them. Like, I'm not sure what you think about that.
Like if it was my vote, I would say I put Lightning before Low Roller. Like
between the two?
No, I meant the other way.
Oh, like number one?
No. Between Low Roller and me at the moment.
Oh.
Okay. Doesn't Nathan have the set count on him though?
Yeah, I think Lightning's only taken 2 sets off of Low Roller.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times they fought.
They fought quite a lot, actually.
I'm about to pull it up on Pete's.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing actually. I'll look this up. Purely out of curiosity, because I think they have fought quite a bit.
Why is your computer so much faster? They have fought.
You can find that.
Wow, they have fought 9 times.
Yep.
Yeah, he is up 7-2 on him. That's crazy. Yep.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, I think that's fair to give him the edge there then.
I mean, if you're talking about head-to-heads, yeah. Again, we are talking about just overall skill-wise, but
yeah,
if we're going to use that as a deciding factor for that specific one, then yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I can definitely see Lightning being A+ if he consistently practices this game. But from what I understand, I mean, I don't know him personally. I don't think he owns the game. I think his best friend does, but he's more of a Street Fighter player. So you can really tell that his
player.
You can tell his fundamentals from Street Fighter carry over to Smash Bros.
Yeah, for sure.
But if
he tries to implement more Smash stuff as he goes along in his as he's been on PR. But overall, you just see. You get hit by a Street Fighter combo, and now you lost the stock. That's pretty much how it is.
Yep. That's what I tried telling him that. You can tell he knows what he's doing, but from what I've played, he only goes through for maybe a couple of 10 routes when there's just so much more he can be doing. But I think that's just like I said, the Street Fighter coming out when it's you can play Street Fighter in Smash Bros, but it's a lot harder.
Oh yes.
I think it's a really good spot for him.
Yeah. So going down further, I'm looking at other players who we want to move up. I'm thinking it's so hard about Elfie
and Manova because they are both.
The consistency is all over the place.
They have really, really good highs, but they also have really, really bad lows.
Yeah.
So here's my this is if they tune in, this is not me trashing them by any means. I'm not trying to be labeled as a toxic person, but I'm just giving my 2 cents. Um, I don't think Elfie's bad at the game. I do think Elfie does rely a lot on rest confirms. If she does not,
I kind of agree and disagree at the same time because they also rely
Mhm.
on ledge trapping, which they are really good
yeah,
at. So
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'll add that in. I forgot about that, but I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. This game's cheese. It's just cheese galore.
I mean, true, yeah.
If you want to get easy stocks, that's what you want to go for. But sometimes, when you run into higher level, top level players, it just doesn't work. So, you really want to evaluate the rest of your gameplay to really become a better player. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying she's bad. She's really great. She's taken loads of games, beaten a couple of PR players. But it's just like when you take away those two things that she's like that Jigglypuff's really good at, you can tell she kind of crumbles a bit.
Yeah. It is weird wording it like that because you could say the same thing for anybody's who like specializes in a certain character, but like we can literally say the same thing about Lightning. If you know the counterplay to Ken, then all of his high wins just crumble.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's the same thing can go for Sora. I mean, there's some things that I can do that I rely on, but what I'm trying to say is basically you have to be ready to pull out other tricks out of your bag if those things are not working.
Yeah, or not even like character tricks, just stuff that you know.
Fundamentals.
I was trying to. Okay, all right. We're just gonna rip that one off.
The funnies. Yes, I'm not sure whether to slide Elfie or Manova up or not. I feel yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I'll give Elfie the benefit of the doubt. I'll probably this is just my personal opinion. I would put Elfie in between Nathan and Lightning.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, yeah.
I think very solid player. Just like she knows Jigglypuff.
Yes,
that's terrifying. So that's where I'll put her. Danny, like what you said, Danny has his really high highs and he has his really low lows.
Mm-hmm. And real recently, he's been playing Snake and having fun with that character. Seems like he's having a lot of fun at least. So I can't really base everything that we were talking about skill wise when it comes to him as a player.
Godspeed for that one.
I know, right?
Anyways,
it's Snake in a Game & Watch territory. Have fun.
It's still cooking, man. He's
still
working on it.
Oh yeah.
I feel like this is like a relatively good spot for him.
Yeah,
I think so. But like he could easily move up if he played the game because you could really see his level of play when I don't remember which Smash Bill it was, but it was just a couple, maybe a few, whatever. It was recent. He played Leo in Losers,
yep.
And he went Snake and then Leo went up 2-0 easily, and then he pulls out the Bayonetta and just starts thrashing Leo.
Two stocks Palutena.
It was
then he 3 stocks the Palutena. It's like,
oh my god, dude! I was like, I even said it when I was watching it on stream. I was like, do you understand if Danny actually took this game seriously and like really practiced more on this Bayo, this would be terrifying.
Yeah, it would be.
So I mean, I don't think he took the set, which is unfortunate, but still, just be able to like come out of the grave and almost pull off the reverse 3-0.
I wish you were there on Game 5. Game 5, he was just smiling. He was like, I could tell in his mind, he was like, I already got the stocks that I want. I got the games that I wanted on this stream.
Yeah, he's
I'm
like,
good.
I made it count. Which, that's, so. And I think, like, the very next odd, he, like, beat Leo with Bayonetta. Is that right? Or do we not know?
I'm sorry?
What did you say?
So he lost to Leo at that Smash Bill. Then, like, the next, like, the very next odd they both showed up to, I think. I think Danny beat him.
And Danny beat him. Yep.
Yeah.
I think if he took the game seriously and played more, he'd be like A+ tier for sure.
Oh yes,
for sure. But I think, like you said, he does have the lowest lows. He does have a pretty bad habit, but I think it's just a Bayonetta thing because of Witch Time.
Oh yes,
he does spot dodge a lot. Spot dodge, air dodge, just to try and get that Witch Time, which I don't blame him. But like, it's a very bad habit to really pick up if you play a certain type
especially
of that, like that
especially
kind of
the
character.
directional ones, because Bayonettas want to go for directional witch time to like get the
Yep.
position that they want to go for, and that you don't want to do that with other characters.
For sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is a great spot for him.
So Lionheart, I haven't fought him in a while. We played some friendlies at a QCC like a couple months ago, and it's like kind of hard for me to say where to place him. I feel like this might be a good spot. It's I haven't played him in so long. It's hard to even say like where he is currently.
I've only played him. I played him my second tournament local that I went to, and I beat him. But it was like I think it was best of 5. I think it was like 3-2. So
Yeah.
so I can't really say where he's at now. But I think he's a solid player. I mean, like he just like the rest of them in the A tier, they don't really take the game as seriously as others do.
Oh,
So,
definitely. I will say I played Lionheart probably the most out of us three. The first set I actually won the first set, and I realized later that it was because he was one of a really inconsistent player as well. Really made himself a lot more consistent as like this past year, for example. Granted, his results haven't been showing as high just because he moved over to Charlotte, so now he is going against some really tough players over there.
Very tough players, yeah.
Oh yes. So
I got to secondhand witness that my most recent one. So that was,
yeah.
So that's it. But yeah, I think he's a very good player.
Oh, I think so too. I would actually
took a little.
I would personally put him over me at the moment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's pretty good. I honestly don't know where to put Taylor because he hasn't really been playing very much, Raikau. There's also character bias in like looking at this too, because I'm like, I'd be more worried about fighting Manova, at least his Bayonetta, than I would fighting Raikau, like
but as you said,
whatever.
That is character wise.
Yeah.
When it comes to skill wise, though, I would say that Taylor has the edge on
Manova,
maybe me as well, but definitely Manova. Maybe me. I don't know.
You did just beat him.
I did, but I mean, I guess we won't. I guess we can just say it. Game 5, we did just do a nest ditto, which was really fun and really, really painful for the nest main. But
when Taylor's on his grind, man, I'd honestly put him in between me and Leo. He's that solid of a player when he's like constantly practicing.
Oh yes,
he's one of those players that like really mastered, kind of like Chatty, has mastered to read the player and not the character.
Yes.
So when he's on a roll, dude, it's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah, which is why he can pick up any character and he's like, all right, I'm gonna carry this. I'm gonna carry you off the stage, and I'm just gonna outplayer you right now.
Like DDD, I don't understand how he does it, but he does it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
But like when I played him at the Salty Splatoon Arcadian last year, in losers finals, dude, he just thrashed me. Like I had no idea what to do. But now he's not been practicing as much. When we play friendlies, I kind of beat him most of the time. But he's just, I don't know, kind of hard to really place him because no constant grinding. But if I had to I'd say I'd put him in front of Lionheart. That's where I'd put him.
I think so. I'm like more inclined to keep him a little bit lower because he hasn't been grinding, and I feel like other players have become more of a threat than he is right now, just because he hasn't been playing.
Yeah, if you want to talk about threats, yeah, Manova has definitely been a higher threat, so I feel like this is a comfortable spot for him.
Yeah,
that's fair. I haven't played Danny, so I'll agree with that. I feel like we've just reached that part of the tier list where we're getting to the people that just don't play the game outside of the workers. So it's a little harder to place them.
Yeah, because he could, like you said, several of these players could easily be A+ here if they played a lot more. So I think that's fine. We can move on down a little bit lower. We have a couple other players left: Lazy Lombardi, Cynic, Thick G, Nine Dragon, Grimoire. I think ordering the rest of these would be a little bit difficult. I'm inclined to keep Tony here next after Raikau, actually, because he's improved so much and his consistency has gone up.
But at the same time, I feel like Cynic goes back and forth between Lazy Lombardi's skill level as well. So
yeah,
it's kind of those ones again go back and forth.
I'd this is not if Seneca's watching this is not like a punch to him. I'd probably put him at the bottom of A tier, and that's not his fault. You know, the poor man just can't see.
Okay,
But
that's fair. Yeah.
From what I feel like Will and Chris are just a tad bit better than him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
that's fair.
But like I said, it's not his fault. You know, it's just the way it is. If he could see, he'd probably be an S+ tier. No cap.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nine Dragon, though, I would probably put him above Raikkow.
Think so?
That's
I haven't played him in so long, I can't even say.
not bad. Like I said, like he starts off rusty and then he just brushes off the rust after game one. Like, okay, well now I'm fighting the real Nine Dragon. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, when he played that set he had with Chaco at Winter's Time was kind of nuts. He was kind of going in, bro.
He was kind of going in. Chaco was
I don't
going
remember
more in,
like,
but he was.
I don't. Well, he even Chaco told me, he's like, dude, I got so scared.
Yeah.
I felt so bad because I was like, he's like, you got any advice for Nine Dragon? I was like, yeah, he jumps from ledge a lot. And then Chaco comes up to me like, I got really scared a little bit. Then I remember what you told me. I started beating him. I was like, hell yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing against Chris. I mean, like, it's just a bad habit. You got to get, if it's not working, don't keep going to it.
Yeah, he's had that habit, I think, since I met him. Like, it's still the same thing. Yeah. So after this, ordering Thick G, Grimoire, and Cynic, or at least between Thick G and Grimoire, I feel like I would do this.
That's not a bad choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Grimoire above Thick G is probably a good move right now.
When it comes to those two, I would still maybe. I kind of want to put Grimoire above Lazy, but at the same time, Tony is just. He's so inconsistent, cooking. And he cooks when he cooks, but then when he falls apart when it matters sometimes. And
it's hard to say. I haven't fought Grimoire Will in quite a while either, so I can leave that one up to you. But I feel like they're pretty close. Grimoire's probably just more consistent.
He's become. More
I've never
consistent.
fought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've never fought Big G, so I couldn't really give you an opinion on that one.
Yeah, it's been a while since I fought him too, honestly. But I did watch Tony cook him recently, so I'm taking that into account. Yo, Tony was cooking.
I mean, it's kind of weird because they both have that skill, like that same, like weird inconsistency that fine-tuned based off of them figuring out more about their character. I feel like they're figuring out too much about their character and less about how to play the game, but still.
Tony's just that one player, dude. Like, it's like he works two jobs, man. Like, his first job is like a 5-star Gordon Ramsay. Dude, he's the head chef. He'll cook when he can cook. And then when that shift's over, dude, he just goes to his like regular like 9 to 5 McDonald's and just doesn't give a shit.
And he's like, you know what? Let's do the DK Ditto.
Let's just do the DK Ditto.
Yeah.
What are you smoking over there, Tony?
You tell him extra mayo on that McChicken. He goes, oh hell yeah.
I was gonna be like, maybe my favorite player in the whole scene.
Oh, that's not even a maybe for me. He's definitely
Tony. Yeah, Tony's just such a thrill to be around.
Bro, I love watching him fucking win on stream because he just does the most outlandish shit.
Oh, it's so beautiful every time.
I saw him recently like losing pretty badly to a couple players, and then he's like, never mind, and then just like killed him at 0 like 3 times in a row. It's like, oh, okay.
I still can't get over.
He decided he didn't want to leave.
I still can't get over that one set he had with that ETSU Bowser. It was like down. He was down like 3 stocks to 1 the last game. He just started he's like, I don't want to lose anymore, and just started beating his ass.
Yeah, he was down crazy. A game too, and down 3 stocks to 1, and he just was like, no, I'm gonna kill you. Bro, that was awesome. I think that was Mr. Schnazzy, if I remember correctly. He just kept jumping into like Bowser forward airs.
Mr. Schnazzy was playing Bowser. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, Tony just went full Tony mode and won really hard after he decided to win the game. So
it was awesome.
So I think this is all ordered. I think B tier. This is so hard to say.
Yeah.
I feel like Crispy might be better skill wise actually, but then you could just get heroed. So
that is true. You could just get heroed. But again, if we're talking about player skill wise, we already mentioned it before, but Arunda has some very, very exploitable habits that he will not break out of unless you punish him
No.
until he's on his last stock. Then maybe he'll do a spot dodge instead of a roll.
Yeah.
Crispy Piplup, however, adapts. Will try their best to capitalize on anything that you've did previously. But also lives and dies by that F tilt. So, has a weirder habit, but not as exploitable.
Ordering C tier. In C tier we have Borks, Steph the Heal, and Marfram. I fought Marfram recently. I haven't fought the other two in a while. I don't know if I ever fought Borks actually.
I would definitely put Marfram in between Borks and Steph the Heal.
And Borks first?
The first, yeah.
Okay.
Did I fight Steph the Heal at Winter's Tide?
I was too young to really.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
They weren't bad.
They weren't bad, but I don't know if you noticed, but they do play very online Falco, or they'll still go for like the
very online Falco.
Yes.
Yeah. So once I kind of figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, I got this now. But I mean, like, and it might just be me having a Falco issue, but like he kind of gave me the work game one, and so I think I got like a super good read and kind of took the game away from him.
Yeah, he has good combos. He has good combos and stuff like that, but I feel like there are several habits he has that he like won't adapt to if you're punishing them and things like that. But once you kind of figure him out, you're like, oh, okay.
And I definitely am putting Borks on the top of C tier because switching off of Lucas, like his Lucas was solid, very spaced like, which is a perfect character for that situation. But switched over to Wario, and his Wario can actually cook really well. I remember the set between him and Cynic over at Winter's Tide. It was such a nail-biting hold your breath set, especially the last game.
That's right. That's who Borks is.
What's up?
I was gonna say, for like the longest time looking at this, I was like, who's Borks?
Yeah.
And I finally figured. I was like, oh, it's the Wario player. I never got playing, but they look pretty solid.
Yeah, they're very, very solid, and that's I can't say it's a new Wario because they have been practicing it a bit, but it's not as new as their Lucas. So I feel like if they just practice more on their Wario, they definitely can even bump up to our tiers or A tier.
And I was really trying to see if I could find out if Prom Queen and Travis have played or what their head-to-head.
Just go down. Go down. It's a lot easier this way. Go. Yep.
I didn't see this. Oh, there we go. So, okay, yeah, Prom Queen's 2-0 on Travis. Because I was just looking at S here again to see how we should maybe order this. Because there's some things like, okay, Prom Queen has the head-to-head on Travis 2-0, right? But
I think that last game they played, though, I don't think he went Diddy. I think he was Ike. So I don't think that should really count.
Do you remember?
And then I couldn't tell you the first time they played. I think it was a while ago.
Pain.
And I think, didn't Choco Croc beat Prom Queen, but Prom Queen also beat Choco Croc?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go back to the PG stats, you can also take a look at that.
When they first played, Choco beat her twice, and then she beat Choco in grand finals, and then got the reset.
They are even. That's really interesting. And then it's weird this season because I also know Jason has the set record over Drevis.
Yes.
It's so hard to order this. I feel like at the very least, maybe we should do this.
So I like this a lot.
I'm not against it, but
no. I'll put Drevis second. I won't give him the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, he didn't play her with his Diddy. So we can't really say for sure. I'd honestly put Cobalt in front of Prom Queen too.
You think so?
I think
I wouldn't purely because if we're going off of player skill, Cobalt capitalizes on people's like the reads and whatnot, but I'm not gonna say carried by Sonic, but definitely Sonic is the tier on its own when it comes to a character. So it makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah, he's not necessarily carried by any means, but I'm not gonna say he's not benefited.
Yeah,
from
by all means,
Sonic's
like I
play.
can like when I play against him, I don't feel like, oh man, I'm getting overrushed by a Sonic player. I'm like, okay, well, Cobalt is
Right.
reading me jumping, Cobalt read me doing this, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm losing to Cobalt.
Um, I, I mean, I'd say I put Cobalt in front of Prom Queen. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
It's nothing against Prom Queen. I've never played Prom Queen. She'd probably beat my ass, or I'd beat her. I mean, we won't know until it happens. But that's just my way of looking at it. And then, but everything else is pretty well ordered.
Yeah.
If Drevis watches this, the only reason why I think Choco's ahead of Drevis is like as Drevis and Choco keep playing, Choco just keeps getting better.
Just
Um,
yeah.
like when they first played, I think Drevis like 3-0'd them, and then slowly Choco started hitting games, and then eventually took the sets.
Yes.
I think it'd be really interesting as the meta for Asheville develops, because I feel like if Drevis loses to Choco Croc, now he's going to start investing some time. How do I beat Yoshi? What did I do wrong in these sets? What can I improve on? And then
Yep.
I think Drevis will pull ahead a little bit, and then Choco Croc will start pulling ahead again.
I feel like that's just the trend when it comes to top PR players in regions, though.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's really hard to even say, like,
Yeah.
ordering this is extremely difficult. I will say, I kind of feel like reordering a plus tier a little bit because of out of region results. I don't know how random stuff does out of region, but I think Leo is a little bit weaker when he travels usually, unless he goes to ETSU specifically.
Yeah. The only out of region I remember random stuff going to was that one over in Clemson.
Yeah.
And they got out of pools, and I think they won one set outside of pools, or they immediately lost out of pools. I can't remember.
So I don't know whether to do like this or something. Like, I don't know.
If you want to count out of region stuff, but I mean, I thought
I don't know where
about just your player skill instead.
I mean, it's results and skill. It's like everything.
Okay.
Consistency. It's really hard to say.
I did not.
I don't know where to put random stuff in here. I'm not gonna lie.
I did not
played...
know.
Go ahead.
I didn't know he played a lot of Wi-Fi tournaments, random stuff.
Oh yes.
I didn't know that actually.
I didn't. Yeah.
He's also one of those players that like I've only fought him one time or at one tournament, so I don't have like a good measure on like his skill. I saw him fight Chatty at was it Shell City or something like that?
Yeah, it was Shell City.
Yeah. But other than that, I haven't really watched him play very much.
I'm trying to see like I don't know how well he did in Triad. So let's see.
You're looking up his turning runs or something?
Yeah, he's 0-4 against Master. Master's pretty good. He has taken 3 games off of Cobalt. That's I didn't know they played that much.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that either.
I wonder if some of those were the Friday Night Delights, which were more of a casual brackets.
One of them was, or 2 of them. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you say casual, they probably didn't go their mains, or
they either had not weird, but like different rule sets, more casual rule sets, like items on, or like they were forced to play a certain like franchise of a character for a character or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was up 3-0 on sets, and then Cobalt started beating him at Salties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think this is pretty fair. Like, it might not be perfectly ordered, but give it a shot.
How's Chatty's position? I feel like we haven't talked about Chatty's position. I'm not against it because it's a very consistent spot that he's always been at. I just want rather we discuss about it, just see if there's any change.
Sure. Well, Chatty does like pretty well out of region, and also like bigger events, like he did like Winter's Tide or like the ETSU run he had, things like that.
Yeah.
And he does pretty well in region. I think he has like a head-to-head over Jason. At least I don't know if they fought this season at all, but usually when they do fight per seasons, he has the.
I don't believe they fought at all this season.
Yeah, I don't think they fought at all this season, but when they do, he usually pulls ahead of that. Drevis like always beats him, so he's somewhere like between the two, I'd say. Sonic, I think is Game & Watch's worst matchup. I think Cobalt's beaten him once or maybe twice. I think they've only fought a couple times. And they were like really close sets.
Mhm.
And Prom Queen, I don't know Prom Queen skill level. I haven't fought Prom Queen, so I can't say much about that. But that's how I feel about his placing. Do you want to count like outer region stuff too? I could even see putting him above Cobalt, depending on, like Cobalt had that one good run at Catamount Clash 4. But then I think like Drevis outplaced him at one of the Clemson Smash Series tournaments, things like
because
that.
they literally had a head-to-head.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty decent spot for the data I have right now.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chev?
On Chatty's position?
Yeah.
I like Chatty's position. Like you said, he's done very well. Outside of region, always does super well in locals. He might have a few sus losses, like he probably shouldn't have lost it, but I mean, everybody's guilty to that. We all lose to someone we probably shouldn't have.
Mhm.
But I think it's a solid placement.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I think we can move on from the tier list then. We'd share this with the chat later.
I was just want to put in this last bit when it comes to the S tier because we also didn't talk about Game Bro too much. But I feel like if his out of regions improved just a little bit more, and he managed to get some wins against Chatty. I know he has at least one set win against Chatty. I'm not sure if there was more, but I feel like just those two little tweaks and he'd be able to bump up against Chatty.
Yeah, maybe. Chetty does have like super strong like out of region stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. All right, let's move on to the next topic, which is the Skylo Summit. So this was announced recently. I guess it's been in the works for a little bit. Skylo's been putting on a Summit style tournament that's happening January 26th to the 28th. There are a number of people invited. It's 6 people invited from WCU and 6 invited from Asheville. That's 12, and then there are 4 remaining spots that need to be filled. So out of the 4 spots, 3 of them are going to be vote-ins, and one of them, the last spot, will be the winner of an LCQ, a last chance qualifier tournament that's happening January 26th, that Friday.
Yes.
So I believe anyone can enter in the last chance qualifier. We have some people signed up who are not Asheville or WCU.
Yeah, last I saw was Idolblo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Idolblo is a ZSS player that I fought at Smash Next Door last July or something like that. I'm trying to remember when that was.
And then we have 2 Asheville's, TheRevival and Jumpman.
Yep. And we should be seeing a lot more people sign up. LTOI is talking about coming back for this and trying to win it. And several other people were talking about it. But let's first talk about the 6 people who are originally invited from each region. So the 6 from WCU are going to be Cobalt, Josai, Lionheart, Volukai, Random Stuff, and Rose. So there are a couple names here that haven't been participating very much recently, at least that I know of.
Yeah.
I think Josai recently has been playing over in Charlotte. He took a break.
Yeah.
And I think it just didn't have a Switch for a while. It was doing other stuff. Lionheart, I don't know if Lionheart's been playing other places. I haven't seen him around very much or have seen him talking much in the Discord or anything. I think he also was over in Charlotte.
The last I saw him was over at the former venue of QCC. Right. I don't know if he's ever signed up to the newer venue of QCC.
I haven't seen him any of the times that I've gone.
Or maybe was he at the debut?
Maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, so those 2. Also Volukai, he used to play a lot, used to be very active and was highly regarded as a very skilled Mega Man player. I never fought him. I haven't seen him play recently either. And then same with Rose. I think Rose, the last time I saw was Shell City, I think.
Did they participate in Catamount?
Oh, I think Rose did play at Catamount. I just didn't see him. Yeah. I just heard about him playing.
Rose, I think, did singles. I don't know if Josai did or not.
Josai did singles. Yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah. So they're around. I think they're just not as active as they used to be. I think Volakai moved out to Raleigh, right? Like a while ago.
Something like that, yeah.
I could be getting that wrong, but yeah. So a lot of them are returning back. Old new faces.
Yeah, because WCU did like the vote, or not the vote, the invitation did include alumni, so
Right.
that also included the people that have left WCU.
Yeah. So they all have been very strong players, and I don't know if they're all up to practice as they used to be, but we'll see. I think they'll perform really well. We have some time before the tournament starts. They have plenty of time to get warmed up and get back to form and compete. And I can see like any one of those players like potentially winning the event if they grind.
Yeah.
So that's the WCU side. Moving over to the Asheville side, we have nothing but active players except Chatty. We have Drevis, Chatty, Game Bro Advanced, active at tournaments, Avahe, L, and Chevro. So those are the 6 that are invited. Very strong players on that side as well.
Yes.
Of those, I think the strongest player for Asheville we have is Drevis, and the strongest WCU player, as far as I can tell, I think will be Cobalt.
Oh yes, yeah.
They're both very active, playing the game constantly, and have been kind of like running those scenes.
I will say I think Drevis needs to brush off the dust off of his Diddy. He has been doing it recently, but I feel like he needs to brush off just a little bit more dust in order for this summit to show his like true performance. Yeah. Same thing with as you said about WC. Like Drevis will have plenty of time to do that.
Yeah, he took a short break and tried out some other characters, been doing some things, but he's back. He's been doing coaching and labbing, VOD reviewing, and all that. So he's gonna be really strong coming into this tournament.
Oh yes,
and I'm sure he wants to win it. I think he is also pitching in part of the prize pool. So that's another reason why he's really dedicated to winning it, because he doesn't want to lose the money.
He wants his money back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really good motivation. Just be like, here, take all my money. I want to win it back. So now the 4 rest of the people, we had the LCQ winner that we're talking about. We already talked about that a little bit. The other 3 are all vote-ins. So one vote-in is going to be someone specifically from WCU. Another vote-in is someone specifically from Asheville. And the third is a wild card. They could be from anywhere. It could be someone from Boone, Raleigh, whatever. As long as
South Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. They just have to put their name in to be voted in, and then get voted in from like anybody I think in the scene.
My vote's on Kevin Tube. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and he's basically Asheville, right?
I'm just saying, yeah.
Kevin 2W. I'd love to see him come and show up again. So the vote-in is really interesting because I'm trying to think. Say we have some really strong player come in and play in the LCQ, like crazy strong. Like say Frappe shows up and plays in the LCQ because he wasn't voted in. I feel like that doesn't leave much chance for someone else winning it, like from our scene or something, just because he's such a crazy strong player. So it's like, do we want to try voting in the really strong players so that the LCQ has a chance to have someone else come through? Or what is your like theory on that?
That's my theory is that you would vote in the strong, like one of the strongest players to like be able to go in without having to contest the last chance qualifier. I feel the last chance qualifier should literally be the last chance. So after you vote in the strongest WCU player and the strongest Asheville player and the strongest anywhere player, that should just leave the last chance qualifier to be the 4th best person that could have been nominated in. Obviously, that's a bracket in itself, though, so anything can happen at that point. But it definitely helps make the bracket consistent.
Yeah, that's true. And I forgot to mention there are some players that can't make it. Namely, I think Choco Croc.
Yeah.
If he could make it, he'd be the strongest or second strongest Asheville player in the bracket. So definitely would be a contender to win the whole thing. But unfortunately, he can't make it because he is a child. I
can solidly see Choco Croc taking it though.
Yeah, me too.
Listen, I'm thinking about it. And I think we got a loophole for that. We just, for the Asheville like rep to be voted, we just vote in Choco's mom, so she has no chance. No
she
choice
has to come in. Yes,
and he can win the last chance qualifier, and everybody's happy.
Maybe if we convince his mom, we can get him to go. Just tell her how much money is in the prize pool. You know.
I don't think his mother's going to be very keen on the idea of like her 14-year-old son going to hang out with a bunch of 20-year-olds at a Western college to play Smash.
Hey, I mean, it's going towards college money, right? A couple $100
she
in the
says yes.
pocket.
She'd be a really cool mom. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She already is a cool mom by bringing
Yeah.
Choco, but
Oh yeah,
yeah.
my mom would have never done
Oh
that.
heck no.
She's definitely listening to this podcast too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
bring your son.
Shout out Choco's mom.
Yes, I think that's the whole thing we have about the event. We have the schedule here on my screen. So it is a 3-day event. The LCQ is Friday evening, starting at 6, going to 10. So for the rest of the people who like don't need to go to the LCQ, we only need to be there Saturday and Sunday. I think all of the group things that are happening, there's only 16 players, so everyone's top 16. So I think it's kind of funny it says top 16 for this graphic. But yeah, it'll be alternating groups. I think there are also going to be events going on. Like it's not only going to be competitive Smash Bros, but we're trying to make it really like a summit style thing where there are
Oh my god.
other events happening.
I can see like already in the schedule you see player introductions, keep talking and no one explodes,
Yep.
trivia and more. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have at least one stream set up. I might bring mine as well if Skylar wants me to. We can have multiple things happening
I
at once.
wouldn't be against it personally, but I mean obviously it's his decision, but
Yeah.
I don't see an issue with it.
So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks, Skylar, for putting this on.
Oh yes, thank you,
Hopefully you're
Skylar.
listening.
This is extremely hype. I know it's more hype than you thought it was going to be, but I mean, it's a summit. What did you expect?
Yeah. I'm like super excited for the LCQ, even though I'm not participating in it because I was invited. I'm going to LCQ Friday night. I think you're probably going to be playing in it unless you get voted in.
True. Yeah, I mean, I already signed up for the last chance qualifier, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So I hope anyone that can shows up for the LCQ, participate in it, just keep things fun, and watch the streams when those are up.
Well, I got a couple questions. So, who do you think would be the ideal vote in for WCU?
I don't personally know the WCU scene
Okay.
like that 'cause I don't really go to many salties because that's just a 40-minute drive that I'm not really willing to commit to. From what I've seen, at least as far as active WCU players, I feel like Thick G might have the vote in.
Yeah, I can see Thick G having the vote in.
I don't really, like I said, I just don't know the WCU players like that besides, the ranked ones.
Yeah, I think the top vote-ins, in my opinion, would be Thick G, Charm, and they don't go by Goon anymore, but Goon. I think it's I Love My Mom. But
I respect that name.
Yeah. But I think those are the top vote-ins in my personal opinion.
I wonder if Goon or Charm are going to be around. Like, I don't know what they're up to. I haven't seen them in a while.
I don't know. I mean, Goon was there at Catamount, so.
Yeah. Are they still going to WCU? They graduate? Yeah, I have no idea either. For Asheville side, Asheville vote in. I was talking to some people about it before, and we were discussing maybe Lightning or Low Ruler.
Yeah. Again, the in between as well. Like I can even see Alpha getting voted in just because they're a really really strong player. Inconsistent, but a strong player.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. This is my personal take, but I just have a feeling. I have a feeling Tony's going to win the vote in just because of popular demand.
Yeah. I could see that happening. I don't know about my solid opinion on that, just because as I've stated before, how the voting should definitely be something more like a stronger player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing against Tony when it comes to strength, but I feel like he'd be a lot stronger as a contender in the last chance qualifier rather than a vote into the actual summit.
I would honestly love to see Danny Manova get voted in. I'm not gonna lie.
Danny was gonna be my original. It was either for the Asheville one, Danny was gonna be my original vote in. I like to see Danny just to see like a character diversity because there's already 2 Palutanas, 2 Game & Watches. I just felt like another like different character would have made it look a little cooler.
2 Palutanas, 2 Game & Watches, and then a Game & Watch and Palutena killer. I like it.
Exactly.
Oh God.
It'd be really interesting to see who we think would win the LCQ out of. I'm just looking at the Asheville players. So we have like Low Ruler, Elfie, Lightning. I think would all be contenders to win it. Some other players, if they take it seriously, like if LTY actually enters and practices the game, I could see him taking it. He was a very strong player when he was playing the game.
I just don't know how much rust he has to take off in order for him to get back to being able to probably win that LCQ.
Yeah, he's been playing like Street Fighter or something, hasn't he?
Probably,
I heard.
yeah.
He's gonna come back playing at FGC.
Honestly, I would want to see the set between LTY and Elfie.
That would be amazing.
I want to see that on stream. If that ends up on stream, or if that ends up happening, I would want to definitely see it on stream.
Hey, maybe we'll have a money match happen regardless.
I mean, I'll put money down on it.
I'll bring the stream setup just for
All
that.
right.
I'll put some money down on that one.
Oh, you got it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
This turned into a gambling podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll be your bookie. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Yeah, it'd be really funny to see like LTY come back feeling strong, wins his round 1, and then round 2, Tony just like destroys him, and then he has to make like a
funny,
big losers
dude.
run.
And loser run, he runs into Elfie after an upset between like Nine Dragon or Manover or something like that.
Yeah, like this gets spicy like really fast. Like anyone who can predict the LCQ.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's all. Like that's why the bracket is there, because anything can happen. It's all based off of your bracket paths, based off of seeding, and not only that, but like upsets just happen within that seeding. So
I think everything is gonna be best of 5 for the main bracket. I hope it's that same way for the LCQ as well.
I think it is. If
I think LCQ is best of 5.
That's awesome. I really like that.
Yeah, really hyped about this. Do you know of any outer region players that you would want to see come into the at least last chance qualifier or a vote in?
I'd like to see Self get voted in. I'm not gonna lie.
My first thought was Self. That was my first thought.
Because I feel like there are very few players who might be able to get an upset against him in like a best of 5 brands at LCQ. Like that might be really hard to do. So him getting voted in, he's amongst the strongest players in the main bracket at that point.
Yeah.
He is a contender to beat Drevis because the match is difficult, and I feel like Snake is a struggle character for him. Seeing Self and Choco Croc fight would be amazing, I think. I don't just everything. It could go so many different ways.
That seems like a real fun one to watch.
Especially with these different groups we have, because I think the pools are round robin, and there's like 4 different groups. See, we'll see a bunch of matches, so it's just gonna be very entertaining for all of us.
My thing with out of region vote-ins or last chance qualifiers, I'm not against it, but I feel like this is a 3-day event. That's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
A lot of investment for people who had to go out of region.
A lot of investment from an out of region person, because like Self, so that's like what Boone from Western is like 2.5, 3 hours.
Yep, for a 3-day.
Yeah,
that's if they're going to the last chance qualifier. They get voted in. It's a 2-day. So
it's 2 days. Still, 2 or 3 days is still quite a huge investment.
Yeah, definitely a huge investment. So it's a lot harder for an outer region to come in. But I mean, that's just how it is when it comes to summits like this.
Right.
Man. It's gonna be so exciting. Like I can't wait. Like I know I'm participating, but just as a spectator, I can't wait to watch everything that goes down.
Oh yeah. Even as someone who's participating, like I'm excited to just see how the other sets are gonna go, because all of them sound like they're gonna be super hype.
Now the real question is, Michael, I seen you were signed up for the last chance qualifier.
Yeah.
From here till that very moment, how much grinding think you're gonna put in?
I'm gonna be doing a lot more grinding as soon as it hits January 1st. There's gonna be a lot more grinding because the hours for my job are gonna drop, and I'm gonna finally be able to sit down and actually play Smash and not just play online until I get sleepy.
I'm very excited to see you go far. I think you're a great player. I think just your lack of grinding holds you back. So
yeah,
with a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not easy, but like very doable bracket path. I feel like you have a good chance of winning the last chance qualifier. Or you might even just get voted in.
I feel like again it does depend on seeding, but I can see myself making my way pretty deep into winter side, and I don't see myself sitting in winners finals depending on how many players and what players are going to be there. But I can see myself getting pretty far before getting knocked in losers and then fighting my way into losers finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll probably go to Last Chance Qualifier in person, but I'll definitely be watching it on stream.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be sick.
It is.
All right. So it is Christmas Eve right now when we're recording this. It'll probably be up a little bit before Christmas actually happens, before midnight. I'm gonna try to edit and upload this as soon as I can when this is done. So Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
Yeah, happy
listening.
holidays to everybody.
That too.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to the Christmas Lazy Lounge podcast.
Yeah, hopefully we get more in 2024. I'm ready for more.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely make one about the summit at least.
Oh yeah.
We could do an IRL Lazy Lounge Summit podcast while
We
it's happening.
could actually. We just need a better I know a guy actually.
Camera?
Yeah.
I got a pretty decent camera we could use.
That's mobile for this?
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Well,
I know 2 guys.
I know 2 guys.
Yeah, we can make something happen. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Go play some friendlies.
Take care, Chev.
See you guys later.
Peace.